Okay, yesterday what we did was we set up equations and solved them to find the distance of a line segment or a part of a line segment. Today what we're going to do is we're going to take those line segments and throw them up on a graph. All right, so for this first part here, I'd like everyone to go ahead and draw line segment AB with those correct coordinates. So I'm hoping we remember our graphing and how to graph. So 2, 3, and 7, 3. Quick question before we answer 1B. When I drop the line segment symbol, notice in part B it said just find AB, no line segment above. What am I now asking? What am I now asking when I drop the line segment symbol? What are we, 27 of it? Here we go, number 20, which should be Sean in the house. Sean, what happens when I drop the line segment symbol? What am I asking for?
You're asking for the length of it.
The length of it, the distance. And how can I find the length of this? Just count. No fancy formula yet, just count. How long is line segment AB? Just count the number of units. Here you go, 13 at home. Sophia, what's the distance of AB?
5.
5 units.
5 units.
Yep, done. I don't need the word units. I'm not that picky. Certain things I get picky with, not that. Any issues there? All right, here we go. Let's draw line segment CD now with new coordinates. -3, 1. And -3, -2. And again, part D. What's the length of CD? It's a horizontal, it's a vertical line now. Again, I can count, no big deal. What's that distance? 18. Maeve? 3. Oh, geez, today's going to be an easy day, right? If it was only that easy. If it was only that easy. That's nice when we can count. When are we going to run into a problem? Slide left, everybody, slide left. Go ahead, draw EF for me now. Now we're going to run into a problem. So everyone in number 2, go ahead, graph EF for me, and we are going to run into a problem. Anybody counting this? I can't, right? Because no way are you going to pull this. Oh, that looks like to be 1 unit, 2 units, 3. That maybe is a quarter unit. Absolutely not. We can't count it. So we need another method because I still want to find the length of EF. Suggestion?
I was just asking a question.
Oh, question. Go ahead.
If you draw 2 points, should you always assume to connect them with a line?
Well, you shouldn't assume. This is what tells me that I'm going to connect them, right? What's that bar on top mean?
Mine doesn't have that.
No?
No, it just says yeah.
Anybody else? I don't. Yeah, but that'll be there.
I have an answer.
Sorry, you ran out of time. Suggestion?
Yeah, A² plus B².
Okay, so people are in class right now. People are starting to chime in with this thing called the Pythagorean Theorem. Familiar to some of you at home? Pythagorean Theorem. But you need a triangle to do that, don't you? And you need a right triangle to do it. So does anybody see how you could make a right triangle out of this just one segment? You could actually make 2 different ones. All right, here's the one I'm going to make. I'm going to draw this horizontal line down with this vertical. was vertical and then this horizontal line across. I'm going to make a right triangle out of it. And then what you can do is you can count the length of that vertical and horizontal line that you just drew. 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and 2 here. So yes, I can do Pythagorean Theorem. You just have to remember what A, B, and C meant, so you can plug in the proper numbers. A and B were those are my legs. The vertical and the horizontal side are A and B. So I can plug in 2 squared plus 4 squared. And for a little bonus here today, anybody remember what the other side of the triangle was called? The segment in this case? These are the 2 legs. It's C. It also has a name. Hypotenuse. Yes. So it's equals C squared. So the segment is our hypotenuse. Okay? The segment's our hypotenuse. And here we go, kids. Ready? 4 plus 16 equals C squared. I got 20. All right, you're going to have to help me from here. How do I get rid of the squared? How do I get rid of the squared from last year in algebra? Take the what of both sides? Square root of both sides. Now, bad news. What type of geometry are we taking here? Honors geometry. So when you guys go to your calculator and do the square root of 20, I don't want that big sloppy decimal on your paper. Sorry, I don't. Can anybody go back? Look at the directions. What was I asking for? Simplest radical form. Now, I got mixed reactions in my first period honors class today. Last year in algebra, did you cover how to break down a radical? Simplify a radical. Did we do? I know last year was a little bit crazy, so did we learn how to break down a radical? Because I'm going to give you a crash course in it right now. All right, ready? You take 20 and break it down into 2 different radicals. Underneath the first radical, you put the biggest perfect square that goes into 20 evenly. Okay? The biggest perfect square. What do I mean by perfect square? 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, etc. The biggest one that goes into 20 evenly. What do we have for this one? Biggest one that goes into 20 evenly is going to be 4. Yep, so I put a 4 underneath the first one. Always a perfect square underneath the first one. And then what do you multiply 4 by to get 20? 5. So I put 5 underneath this one. And now I'm almost done. Square root of 4? Just 2, not the square root of 2, just 2. And then the other radical comes down in your answer. 2 radical 5. Okay? Now, if you're unsure if you did that right, now you can go to the calculator and do 2 radical 5, and those 2 better match. The one you broke down and your final answer. They should match in the decimals. Okay, I apologize, guys, if your teacher never went over that last year. I'll just do as much as I can with it. All right, but most of your answers in this class are going to be left in simplest radical form. Okay? Somebody first period asked me, there was something on the calculator, maybe a teacher showed last year, a trick on the calculator to find all the perfect squares. If you want, you go to y equals, and you type in x squared, and then you guys remember how to get to your table. So second table, and then there are all the perfect squares right there in the y column. I don't know, if you need them. Okay? I guess that's the trick. Whatever. All right, I hate tricks. All right. Everyone good? Now, Pythagorean Theorem. That's great. Great. Great way to do it. I got a problem now. What happens? I don't know why it keeps doing this. Driving me nuts. Of course, none of my work's saved. Good. Oh, there we go. Okay. Here's my question. Pythag is great, but what happens if your coordinates are the following? Negative 200, 525, and 62, 850. And you have to find the distance between the two. Anybody going to graph that and try to count? Me neither. What if they were decimals? Pythag's not working real well, is it? So we need another device other than Pythag, because I'm showing you cases where it won't be helpful. So that other case is what we call the distance formula, and that's the big topic for today. All right, Pythag may not be convenient, so we have the distance formula, which is the following. D for distance is going to be equal to, there's a big square root. Underneath the square root are two parentheses squared that are going to be added together. Okay, what's going to go underneath those parentheses? Remember, I will always give you 2 points to find the distance of. Each point has an x-coordinate, right? Everyone agrees? Each point has an x-coordinate. That's the first number in each. That is what you're going to subtract in the first parenthesis. You're going to subtract the x-coordinates. So I call them x2 and x1. Yes?
Doesn't matter which one goes first.
It does not, and I'll get to that in a second. And what do you think you're going to subtract in the next one? The y-coordinates. You guys are good. No wonder you're honors. You're going to subtract the y-coordinates. Okay? So there is your distance formula. Okay? Just a quick note. The quiz, on Thursday and Friday, you are not provided the distance formula. You need to know it already. Okay? So just to keep that in mind, I do not provide that formula for you. That is for you to know coming in. All right? So question?
Will there be questions where we have to use the distance formula of the Pythagorean theorem, or can we
There probably will be questions where you're going to have to probably use the distance formula, yes.
All right.
Okay? You'll be seeing some of those right now. Spin, everybody, spin. All right, let's go. Example 3. I'd like you to use the distance formula, okay? Again, could you use Pythag on this problem? Sure, but you're going to have to use your own piece of graph paper, graph it. I didn't provide that this time, okay? So let's use the distance formula for this one. Okay, here we go. Underneath, you got the two parentheses squared, and you're adding them together. All right, I'm going to ask somebody now, what are the two x-coordinates of R and S? What are the two x-coordinates? Here we go, number 7. Sinjin, what are my two x-coordinates?
Two x-coordinates?
Yep, what are my two x-coordinates in R and S?
-2 and 6.
Okay, so here we go. -2 minus 6. What are my two y-coordinates now? 17. Kyla?
6 and -6, -2.
6 and?
-2.
Okay, so I'm going to go, watch everyone. 6 minus, not 2, 6 minus, what did you say the other y-coordinate was?
-2.
-2. So what's going to actually happen? Everyone see where I'm getting +2 from. It's not 6 minus 2. It's 6 minus a -2. All right? Everybody good? And going back to Adam's comment, the order does not matter. That you put, watch, ready? Here's why order doesn't matter. If I do 6 minus 2 all squared, what are you going to end up with? 4 squared? 16, right? What if you did 2 minus 6 squared?
16.
Also 16. Order doesn't matter when you do the x's and y's, okay? So don't worry about that part at least. Order's not going to matter. All right, let's keep trucking. Negative 2 minus 6, all squared. Again, anytime you square any type of number, what should your answer be? What type of number? Positive. All right, so after you're done squaring, you should end up with a positive number every time. I'm going to ask you guys this stuff here. Here we go. 18, Maeve. 16? Negative 2 minus 6.
Oh, I'm sorry. 4 squared.
Oh, hold on. Negative 2 minus 6.
Negative 8 squared.
Negative 8 squared, which would give you? 64. Everybody good where that 64 is coming from? Okay, next one. We have a question? We're good? Okay, next. 19. Owen, ready? 6 plus 2 all squared. Also 64. Don't try to take the square root of each of them. You have to add everything first. All right, don't tell me this is 8 plus 8. That's garbage. Add the 64s. And we end up with the square root of 128. Got to add them first. You can take the square root at the end, but your calculator's sloppy decimal isn't going to do any good here because I asked for what? Simplest radical form. Get used to it. So let's break this down. You need to find the biggest, not the first one you come to, the biggest one. The biggest perfect square that goes into a 128. So all those numbers I had up here, the biggest one that goes into 128. And here's a hint, kids. We already did it. What was left? What was in the previous radical? 64, right? So 64 times what? 2. All right, let's finish this. The distance is going to be square root of 64. 8 radical 2. Again, if you're unsure, go to your calculator. Is 8 radical 2 the same decimal as the square root of 128? You know you got it correct. Yes?
No, I just found it.
Anything else? Questions? We sure? Because now we're going to get to big numbers now. Anybody at home? We're all good? Okay, here we go. Got to be able to do the word problems too. Just not crunch the numbers. Holy geez, state capital. Located 800 meters south, 2,300 meters east of the White House. The White House is going to be the origin. All right, so just to give me a look of what's going on, I'm going to draw my own quick graph here. I call it a ghetto graph. Okay, quick graph, quick sketch. Where's the White House located? Origin. All right, another name for the origin, 0, 0. So there's our White House. All right, there's the White House. I'll call it W, 0, 0. All right, we got to figure out where the capital is going to be then. 800 meters south, 2,300 meters east. All right, honors kids, ready? You got quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to know what quadrant the capital will end up in. Again, 800 meters south, 2,300 meters east. Think about it. Hopefully you know where east is. Let's go. 21. Radhika, what quadrant?
4.
Yes, thank you. First one to get that right today. There's the capital in quadrant 4. You're not out of the woods yet, honors kids. What would the coordinate be then? What would the coordinate be? Be careful, okay? 800 meters south, 2,300 meters to the east. And remember, the x coordinate always goes first. Okay, so what do we put? 800, 2,300. You got to watch your signs too, right? Got to watch the signs. What's the coordinate of the capital? Oh, going home. Hayden, what's the coordinate of the capital?
2,300 negative 800.
Perfect. The 800 has to be negative because all the y's in quadrant 4 are negative. Good job, Hayden. All right, now we're going to find the distance. And I'm going to leave that up to you in the next 2.5 minutes. Okay, so you guys here in class, you guys at home, go ahead. You guys got to learn how to use that calculator, how to plug everything in on your own, all right? I can't hold your hand on this one. So subtract your x's, order doesn't matter. Subtract your y's, order doesn't matter. And then you can round here, so not simplest radical form. You can actually use the calculator here. The numbers are pretty large, so I'm not going to have you break it down. Make sure you're round. Go ahead, question? What's the question?
You said we didn't have to put it in like the simple square root.
Nope, just read the directions. Round your answer to the nearest meter.
Oh, okay.
So you should be using your rounding rules. First number after the decimal, 5 or bigger, we round up. It'll always say in the directions what to do. Yep.
I'm getting my compass tomorrow, so should I turn it, like if I turn on my homework a day late for that reason, can I still get credit?
But the homework using the compass is not until tomorrow night
Oh, okay.
and due on Thursday. So you should be fine, right?
I thought it was.
We'll be using it. You got to do your best to follow along tomorrow while we're taking notes if you don't have it. So, okay, everybody good? 2,435 I'm getting. I'm showing you where all the numbers come from. Okay, make sure you use parentheses in your calculator if you're squaring a negative number. Remember, guys, after you're done squaring, you should never, ever get a negative. Okay? You should be getting positive numbers out. Questions? I'm not done yet. My answer is not complete. Did the problem have units in it? So should your answer then. Anytime the problem has units, so does your answer. If it does not provide units, don't worry about it. Okay? Everyone good? So we're okay there? Okay. I know we won't get to the last problem, but that's fine. We'll finish it tomorrow, but at least we'll go get number 5 done. Oh, Ben and Kate are making a map of their neighborhood. That's cute, huh? That's cute. That's nice, Ben. Somebody's got some free time, no life. Moving on. They decide to make 1 unit on the graph represent 100 yards. How many yards apart are their house? How many yards apart? So there's a couple different ways we could do this. We'd probably first want to find what the coordinates of Ben and Kate's house are. So let's see. Ben's house, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up 2. And Kate's house is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, -2, -4. What you could do right now is turn those into yards if you wanted to. Or we could find the distance between the two and convert it into yards at the end. Okay, that's a you personal decision. Do you want to turn these coordinates, like 7, 2 would become 700, 200, because it's 100 yards apiece, or just find the distance between the two and convert it to yards at the end. That's up to you guys. Okay, so you guys make that decision and go ahead. How many yards apart are they? Question?
I got
60?
6'2" for Ben's house.
Oh, 6'2". Yeah, that's my fault. Yep, because I can't count. 6'2". Okay, so go ahead with the time we have left here.
Do we have to memorize this formula on the quiz?
Yes, you do. I will not be giving it to you.
Okay, just wondering.
And if you get any part of it right, I don't feel sympathy because you're in honors geometry. So that plus sign in the middle turns to subtraction. I don't feel any sympathy for you. Okay? As harsh as that sounds, but this is honors. As you guys are working, you should end up with an answer of it's 1,000 yards apart. Okay, but keep going. Don't you just dare write down 1,000 yards here. You get to 1,000 yards. You still got 2 minutes here. If you didn't convert the coordinates to yards, make sure at the end you got to multiply by 100, right? You could do Pythag here. You could do distance. Either one's an option here. That's what's good about today. You have options. So you guys at home, make sure you get 1,000 yards. Your homework's due by 1 o'clock. And I'll see you in class tomorrow. Guys, next time I see you in class will be quiz day, and I'll talk more about the quiz tomorrow. Have a good day, guys. You guys at home, have a good day, all right? I'll see you tomorrow. And just as you guys walk out, just try to space yourself a little bit, all right? Do your best. I appreciate it. Jump on the, actually, you guys won't have time, but.
Use the paper towel.
Yep, spray the paper towel down and then wipe that sucker down good. And back on the filing cabinet.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Have a great day. Behave.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Have a good one. Nice meeting everybody.
I have the Algebra 1 book, like, still at my house. Could I, like, bring it in, like, tomorrow, or, like, on Thursday?
Sure. They never had you hand it in?
No, I don't, because of COVID.
Guys, just give me, you can stand next to a desk, but I, what?
Okay.
You can stand next to a desk. I just got to wipe a bunch of them down before you guys take a seat somewhere. We're good.
Thanks. Did you go to NYU?
No, that was a former student. We're good. Desk.
Thank you.
Here we go, right here.
All right.
Right at the end over there. Next one right here. Here we go. Desk is good. Right over there, boss. Right over there. Thank you. We're filling up the front here first. Look at this. We just don't teach anymore. Service.
Matter where we sit, or
Yeah, it does.
Alright.
Next up, I don't care who, right here. Next up. I'm done with this one. We're good. I'm done with this one, boss. This is yours. Done. Hello, everybody. Next thing on tap, anybody want a paper copy of the packet? Okay, you got it. How about a textbook? An actual textbook to take with you? Ready? Okay, I'll get them all to you right now. We'll do that. Paper copies, here we go. Okay, just leave your hand up for me. You're welcome, very welcome. Here we go. Yep, paper copies. Go. Good, paper, thank you. Textbooks. Just keep it out for a second. I just like that number. Anybody else textbook before we get the show on the road? Okay, there's one of the Fantastic Four. Where are the others? There's two. Okay, name? Eliana, how are you? Put a name to it. What's that book number? There you are, the Fantastic Four. How we doing over there? 7-15.
135.15.
Name, boss, sorry.
Will.
Will, yep. We'll just talk after class, all right?
Alright.
Which is, and I totally forgot the number you just told me.
135.15.
135.15, good. All right, homebodies, here we go. I see Bassett on there. Isaiah in the house. Anna, yep. Nick and Ella, thank you. All right, here we go. Mason's here. Will, we just talked to. Colin?
Here.
Hi, Colin, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Unbelievable. Hunter's here. Caroline?
Here.
Hi, Caroline. Elizabeth?
Here.
What are we going? Liz or Elizabeth?
Liz.
Liz, is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's important to me. Daniel? Oh, he's home, never mind. Dan's here. Sophia? Hi, Sophia. Abigail, you on at home there yet? There you go, yep, good, thank you. Catherine's here. Kian?
Here.
What's up, Kian?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, great. Donovan? You didn't think so. We may need to make a little schedule change, right? I guess. Okay, good to see everybody. Quick little update. Let me get you guys at home up to the big board. Shut that one down. You guys want to talk smack about him before I put the mic on? Anybody? They know they got the barbers opened up. Just throwing that out there. Hey, you guys can hear me? We're good? You guys can hear me at home? Okay, good. It's bad, I know. I don't care though. Real quick, tonight's assignment is a graded individual assignment, our second one of the year, and probably our last one till the end of the unit. All right, so there's 4 problems left over from yesterday. Those 4 are due by 8 a.m. tomorrow on Google Classroom for everybody, no matter if you're in class or home tomorrow. Okay, there's 4 problems left over from yesterday's assignment that we didn't do. I told you not to do. Those 4 are due at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Okay? And again, I can't stress this enough, guys. I put the darn answers on there for you too. So you just got to show me the work and make sure it matches up to the answers that I posted. Okay? Everyone good there? 8 a.m. tomorrow, Google Classroom. 4. That's it. That's all I'm asking for. You all right, Caroline?
Yeah.
If you're going to sit up front, this is every day. Okay?
Ready.
Whatever you saw at home is the real deal. All right? 4. Okay? 4 problems I'm asking by 8 a.m. tomorrow. Okay? All right. Speaking of assignments, there was one I asked you to try out. If you tried it out, remember it's your call. I don't care if you want to get better or not. Undefined and simplifying. Are there any you want me to go over right now that you tried out and you're like, oof, that one was tough. I'm not sure about the factoring of this. Anybody at home, anybody here want to go over any of those that were from yesterday before I move on? And I'll leave it at this. If you can't factor, today is going to be painful. Real painful. Heck, the rest of the year is going to be painful. Anybody want to go over anything on the assignment? Remember, tonight it's not optional. It's graded. Going? Anything else? Okay, let's get this party started then. Go to your notebook. We finished number 8 from yesterday's notes. You should be on multiplying rational expressions right now with me. Multiplying.